Hello, hello, hello. It is July 5th. Hey, Dawn Emery. Hello, good to see you. It's July 5th, 2025, 2:46 p.m. Central Standard Time here. Hey, Raymond Thomas, good to see you. How are you doing, honey? I hope everything's good for you. I hope everybody's doing good after the 4th of July, all the fireworks and all the things calming down and everything like that. I hope you're having a great day. Hey, Sidetrack. Hello, hello. Welcome in. Welcome in. It's very hot here. I hope y'all are doing okay and staying cool. Yeah, I started a couple minutes early. I don't know where everybody's at, but that's okay. That's okay. They'll be here when they get here. And they will. But I hope everybody's doing good. I was just going over all of these devastating photos and all this news in Texas. Hey, Bob G. Hello, hello. Good to see you. Yes, definitely prayers for Texas. This is horrible. It's 82 there in New York. Yeah. Oh, it's so hot. It's just humid. I'm going to get off of here. Hubby wants to go for a bike ride, and I'm like, maybe the wind, but I don't know. I wanted to wait till it got a little bit cooler. I don't know. I don't know. But if they come in, they just come in. I wanted to come on here and I wanted to let y'all know that my good Lord, my heart and my prayers really go out to Texas. Texas is hurting beyond words today. Texas is devastated right now. Have y'all seen the pictures? I'm sure you have, at least the ones in here. It's horrible. They say the death toll is still rising. I am so sorry, and it's a massive effort going on right now. Rescue, recovery operations. Gosh, they continue today after first responders work through the night, all night long. Last I checked, now right before I got on here, they did say that the death toll or recovery was going up. So I don't know the latest on that. I know that it was 27 reported missing, and God, it's just too much. It's too much. The devastation is too much. The camp where the girls were, oh my. Camp Mystic, a private Christian summer camp for girls located, and I don't know if I'm going to say this right, near the Guadalupe River. That rose more than 20 feet in less than 2 hours. Can y'all imagine that? Oh my. The camp was nestled in like an unincorporated community there in western Carr County. And they host about 750 kids overall, is what I'm reading and being told. The mother of the missing Camp Mystic camper, Janie Hunt, 9 years old, told CNN in a message this morning that her daughter has passed away. That was so devastating and sad to hear. She was so cute. You never expect that. I am so sorry. My prayers go out to her and her family. I can't imagine the pain and the grief. And many others are truly facing the same. Hey, Angel, hello. Yeah, isn't it horrible? I was like, my gosh. Good to see you, by the way, Angel. They say, well, again, the last count, they say it's going up, was 27 have died. And I don't know who or where, because 27 girls were at the Christian camp, and I know some of those got out. So again, I don't know where. This is just overall. Hey, Terry Parker, it is a devastating day, yes. But I don't know again who or where. They're ruined. They're flooded everywhere. So they need all the prayers they can get. Pray for the EMS because they are working tirelessly to find people, and they're saving lives, and they're out trying to save lives, and they don't know if they're going to even make it home to their families ever again. Let's see what Bob said. I shared the missing flyer for Lisa Boner, and she was found deceased. Oh, yeah, that was so sad. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for doing that. And water scares me so bad. Years ago, I had a friend that drowned up by the mall. Her truck went in a ditch. It was like a Bronco or a Blazer or something. I can't remember now. And she had got off from work, and it had turned upside down, and she couldn't get out the windows and stuff, and just a little bit of water. But anyway, she drowned. That was horrible. Can you imagine all this water and all these floods? Hey, Kimberly and Millie, my beautiful Millie. Good to see y'all, everybody coming in. So what these, what the EMS and all the firefighters and the police and everybody out there helping, what they do, and the hospitals that are on standby selflessly and tirelessly, they're truly the heroes out there today and at night, and what they're doing to help. Thank you to all of them. They definitely need our prayers. Their family needs our prayers. This came in the night, y'all. In the night. Texas officials say they were caught off guard by these rainstorms. The deadly floods struck evidently on the 4th of July, and it caught them all off guard. A lot of those were asleep and had no idea what was going on. The rivers rose quickly and fast. Within, minutes, the river rose, they said, was 26 feet in 45 minutes that morning. Kerrville Mayor Joe Herring told reporters Friday, just minutes, I tell you guys, things can and do happen in the blink of an eye, y'all. I tell y'all that all the time, and I mean that. That's true. I've always lived by that. That's true. Hey, wise old lady and everybody coming in. Raymond says, I was in the fire department for years and still remember getting a lot of calls, and lives lives with you forever. Yeah. Oh yeah. I imagine it does live with you forever. Absolutely. Those things cannot be unseen. Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you for your service, because that's just truly something people can't imagine. Please don't take your loved ones for granted, and please don't take your time for granted. And people think there's always tomorrow. We'll put it off till tomorrow. Well, there's not always tomorrow. Just because today's going beautiful, it's not always tomorrow. That's not always the case. Something you can never get back is time either. These people were in bed, a lot of them. People thought they were safe. You had Jenny McLennan, who was among the Camp Mystic parents, reunited with her daughter. And even as 27 girls remain missing, her 10-year-old told her that her cabin was high enough above the flooding that the girls that were there were unable to stay safe. There was no way for them to stay safe. It was completely devastating, she said, that so many families hadn't gotten their children back. She said, we were one of the ones that did, and we are so grateful. I see where a special mass will be held for those who died and are missing still, their families, and the Hill County communities of Notre Dame Catholic Church in Caryville at 11 a.m. on Sunday. And of Arcadice. I know I'm not saying all this right, y'all. I'm not familiar with that place. Arcadius of San Antonio said, the representative Chip Roy of Texas recounted the story of a schoolmate of his children who was missing from the Caryville flood. And they said there was a mattress for 2 to 3 hours in the middle of the night. And they had finally united, after being on that mattress. Hey, wait, what? Good to see you. They said they were finally reunited, and that was a blessing in itself, and they are celebrating that. Hey, Widow Bailey. Hello. They said, we will stop at nothing to find everyone. He said that rescue teams were working as aggressively as possible, but efforts are painstaking. And I can't imagine. I can't. And they said they don't know how long it's going to take. I have put out numbers for Federal Emergency Management, which is FEMA, 1-800-621-3362. You can also dial 711. The TTY number is 1-800-462-7585. You can go to disasterassistance.gov or .gov, I'm sorry. You can download that mobile app. FEMA has a mobile app as well. You have the Texas Health and Human Services Commission, HHSC for short. Their phone number is 1-800-582-5233. They're there 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 7 days a week. You can email also disasterassistance@hhsc.tx.us. Then you have your 211 Texas Information Referral Network, or you can call 1-877-541-7905, or you can visit them at 211texas.org for assistance. Disaster distress hotlines they have as 1-800-985-5990 for immediate, free, and confidential counseling from trained personnel if you're experiencing emotional distress due to flooding. They have the Texas Department of Insurance. You can visit tdi.texas.gov or call 1-800-252-3439 for information on filing insurance claim and avoiding any scams. You also have, of course, your American Red Cross. That's 1-800-RED Cross, or visit online for information about the Red Cross. You have your SBA, Small Business Administrations. You can visit them online at sba.gov/disaster. Or you can call them at 1-800-659-2955. TTY users, 1-800-877-8339. For legal assistance or their State Bar of Texas, they will help people affected by the disasters with legal aid providers. Their number is 1-800-504-7030. And the Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs, short TDHCA, and you can call them 1-800-525-0657 for resources related to emergency and homeless services, including help with home repairs and important notes for immediate and life-threatening emergencies. Always remember to dial 911. If you contact FEMA, when contacting FEMA, have your address, the directions to the property, the condition of the damaged home, your insurance information if you have that available, your social security number, and your phone number handy. Remember to apply for FEMA assistance as soon as possible. And I also encourage that. I have been through hurricanes, and I definitely encourage that as soon as possible. And a tip for you, do not throw anything away and make as many photos as possible. Please. Your clothes, trash, no matter what you think it is, there's things you would be very surprised about. Your valuables, all of the things. This is very sad. It's very devastating, and they need our prayers. Raymond, thank you so much for your membership. Thank you, Raymond. I appreciate you. Whoever was gifted that membership, please thank Raymond. Terry says, prayers to all. Yep, absolutely. Let me get some of these up here. I was reading that. I apologize. Oh, Window, thank you so much for gifting. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm just going to go down this. I apologize. Prayers. Yep. Hey, Stephanie Williams. Hello, everybody coming in. I'm sorry. Yep. God bless Texas. Is anybody in here? Hey, Karen. Hello, Karen. Good to see you. Yes, it is gut-wrenching. Oh, my gosh. Yeah. And a lot of people will probably be without power for a while, a long time. You know, and all those kind of things. You know, that's one thing if you don't know that things like this are going to happen or are coming. It's hard to prepare. I mean, I sit here with y'all and I'm like, it is storming, it's raining, and I'm sure everybody, we've all been in this storms and floods and this, that, and the other. Nothing like they've got. They are devastated. Hey, Saved by Grace. Yeah, it reminds me. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm going to play some of this for you. And again, I'm not going to keep y'all long on here, but I want to, I'm not going to keep you very long. I just wanted to play this so you get an idea if you're not seeing what's happening. This is NBC.
Briefly, and Carville City Manager Dalton Rice. And when we are done, because we are still in active search and recovery mode, we're going to keep this short. We'll allow 5 questions, and I'm going to turn it over now to Sheriff Layton.
I find my banner. There we go.
As probably a lot of y'all know, Sheriff Larry Leith at Kirk County. One thing I want to tell you, I appreciate y'all covering this. One thing I'm really big about is transparency. Really appreciate y'all getting the message out there. We will do our best. Like you said, we'll have 2 more briefings out there to get you information as we get it. What I want to start with, I want to make sure you understand these numbers I'm going to give you are at 8:55 a.m. this morning. These are changing rapidly, okay? So every time next time we meet, I'll update you, but just bear with us, okay? They will be changing. They're already changing. I'm up here, and we'll try to do a really good job. I've got some notes here I'm going to read because I want to be pretty accurate on this. Then I'll talk a little bit before I turn it over to Chip Roy. We are now more than 24 hours into this tragic event, and Kerrville Police Department, Kerrville Fire Department, and Kirk County Sheriff's Office and other first responders from around the Texas are continuing to conduct rescue and recovery operations along the Guadalupe River corridor. So far, we've evacuated over 850 uninjured people, 8 injured people, and have recovered 27 deceased fatalities at this time. Of these 27, 18 are adults, 9 are children. Of that, 6 of the adults are unidentified and 1 of the children are unidentified at this time. That's of 8:55 this morning. We're unable to release any further information on deceased at this time as our thoughts and prayers go out to the loved ones. We are working hard to locate anyone who is still missing and to ensure they are safe. There are 2 ways that you can report the missing people. This is something I would really like y'all to spend some time getting out. One of the ways is via phone. We have a call center set up to accept information and share that information along our relief and incident commanders. That number is 830-285-1111. I'll repeat, 830-285-1111.
It's 258.
Correction, 258. Sorry about that. I'm going to repeat it one more time. 258. Number for the final time is 830-258-1111. Is everybody good? Okay. Second way is via email. Like the phone number, information received will be shared along our relief teams. That email is floodrecovery@co.tx.us. Repeating one more time, floodrecovery@co.tx.us. There is a shelter for the general public who needs assistance at the First United Methodist Church, 321 Thompson Drive in Kerrville. 321 Thompson Drive, Kerrville. At present, we don't need material or volunteer donations at this time. We are coordinating with a strong state response currently. Cash donations can be made to the Community Foundation of the Texas Hill Country. Once again, donations can be made to the Community Foundation of the Texas Hill Country. Our first responders have been working tirelessly and will continue to conduct search and rescue operations until all citizens are accounted for. Tragic incidents like this affect us all. This community is strong and will continue to pull together during this tragic time. We have been humbled by the outpouring of support. We are very appreciative of everyone that's stepped up to help us. One thing I want to tell you and assure y'all is that we will not stop till every single person is found. We've got all the resources we need. We're here for the long haul. As I said, numbers will be changing rapidly. But like I said, we will not stop till everybody. I can't tell you, I've been asked how long will this take? I can't tell you how long it's going to take. It's going to take a while. Appreciate y'all. Like I said, getting the word out. Like I said, after this we're going to take about 5 questions. At this time, I'm going to introduce you to United States Representative Chip Roy. He's going to say a few words.
Thank you, Sheriff. I'll be brief. I'm here to show support for the community. My family comes here to Kerrville for 4th of July virtually every year. Come here for Robert Earl shows, and we were planning to be here for the show with Robert Earl and Beckman. These are the events that we're dealing with today, and trying to explain to a world that's watching this and asking questions what a flash flood looks like, where you have a 26 to 30 foot rise in the water in a matter of an hour, 4 to 6 a.m. on a holiday, and the people that are having to respond to that. Just got everybody like pause, take a breath for the recriminations and the Monday morning quarterbacking, because there's so many great people in this community that are responding and moving quickly. Lives lost, saving people, like camp directors. And I'm going to let other people name names and stuff. That's not my job here. But we know the stories of people that have been heroic in trying to make sure that the lives lost was at a minimum and trying to recover individuals. I got a call and an update this morning. My kid's school, there was one of their schoolmates was missing, and was one of the kids. She was on a mattress for 2-3 hours in the middle of the night, and she's united with her mom. And that's wonderful. And those are the kind of blessings that we should be celebrating while we're also mourning the loss of life as we identify those that didn't make it and are now home with their Lord. So I just want to appreciate the first responders, the coordinated effort from the state, local, federal partnerships. Yesterday I was on the phone with the president, with the secretary. I expect we'll have, some additional visitors today. I'll let other people talk about that, but I couldn't even get the conversation out with the secretary, trying to explain to her what we were dealing with. That doesn't happen often for me, but it took me a while to collect myself to even be able to tell her what we were looking at. And they've been fantastic, made available immediately at the request. I talked to NIM about the need for, help with the Army Corps, talked to the secretary and their team and their immediate. It's been an extraordinary partnership. I think there's been 1,000 or so boots on the ground combined between state, local, and federal. I'll let them say the numbers, but obviously hundreds of people that have been rescued, 160 plus air rescues. I think that number's going up. Airlifting and taking in resources, some of these camps that are isolated. So let's focus on that. Let's focus on finding those who can be found. And then we can always assess what we need to do later going forward. But extremely proud of this community. Let's finish the job here over the next few days, support the local law enforcement and first responders, and pray for the families, particularly those who have lost loved ones. With that, I will turn it over to the mayor. Thanks, Joe.
I'm Mayor Joe Herring Jr., Mayor of Kerrville, Texas. I'm glad you're here, and I have a few comments to make. People need to know today will be a hard day. It will be a hard day. This is the message I want to share. The city of Kerrville is thankful. We have help from our city crews, from county personnel, from state agencies, and federal resources, including the Coast Guard. I have been asked how people can help. The sheriff has mentioned that a fund has been set up by the Community Foundation of the Texas Hill Country. Information about this can be found on the city's Facebook page. In fact, if you want to know how to help, I know from my phone, from my texts, from my emails, thousands of people across our state and the world want to know how they can help. The easiest way to get information about that is to follow the City of Kerrville Facebook page. City of Kerrville, City Hall Facebook page. They have done an admirable job of making sure all resources and all information is available, not only to the citizens of Kerrville, but
I'll
to the
drop
citizens
that
of
link,
the world.
somebody, if you can.
I'm thankful you're here. Today will be a hard day. Please pray for
Oh,
our
my heart's
community.
broken for them.
Thank you. Next up is City Manager Dalton Rice.
Thank you, Mayor. Dalton Rice, the city manager for the city of Kerrville. Just wanted to give a couple updates.
All right, we've lost that feed. We'll get it back, but right now I want to go to NBC News correspondent Ryan Chandler, who is in Kerr County, Texas. Ryan, I understand that you have spoken to a parent of one of the missing children.
Yes, Ali, and those updates we just heard are some updates that parents have feared. With every update, the death toll rises now at 27. 9 of those are children. You can really feel a palpable sense of apprehension and anxiety in this town as
I'm
parents
reading
have
like
come
6
from all
minutes
across the
ago.
state. Some of
The
them
death toll
who are
is in
going
the
to learn the worst
dozens
information
now.
of their lives. I just got off the phone with the brother of Blakely McCrory, who is an 8-year-old little girl who is staying in one of the cabins at Camp Mystic, who is still missing. And I'll just tell you what he told me, because a lot of the updates that we're getting about these missing girls are coming directly from the families, not from officials, understanding that this is still an incredibly sensitive and active search and rescue mission. but he told me the families are gathered together at a local church waiting for news. He described the cries that they've heard as some he expects receive bad news. All of that we are not attuned to. We don't know exactly who is still missing, who has been found, who has been unfortunately found dead. So I don't want to speak too out of hand. I can only relay that environment that he relayed to me. A lot of fear that more bad news is still to come, Ali.
Yeah, and I just want to, for the viewers who've tuned in, we have a death toll of 27 at the moment, 18 adults and 9 children. We separately know of more than 20 children missing from this camp. We don't know whether the 9 children dead. We don't know what the relationship is between the 9 children who are dead and the 20 plus children who are missing, right?
That's correct. And I want to make very clear there that those are 2 separate figures until confirmed otherwise by the local officials here. They are, of course, very sensitive to these families, as are we. We don't want to get ahead of them as they still wait for word. But as of last update from the state officials last night, 23 to 25 girls are still missing from that one camp. And we know that the search area that they could possibly be in is 30 miles long from here in Kerrville, 30 miles down the river where they could have washed away. So hope and prayers are driving this town forward as they wait for more news, hoping for the best, Ali.
Ryan, thank you very much. And you'll stand by. I want to go back to the press conference right now and listen in.
And with that, we will take 5 questions.
Individuals, 27 of those all in campus of those all children, and then also we know the total number missing that you know of not yet of adopting children.
The 27 missing is the children from Camp Mystic that we have as far as right now for the number. As far as unknown other missing, we do not have an accurate count, and we don't even want to begin to estimate at this time.
Can you expand on that? A lot of communities that are living along the river have said they are very concerned the number will go up of missing, and they want to know more about how you guys are looking for them, what the efforts are, maybe even some of the challenges. Can you speak to that?
Yeah, absolutely. So like I alluded to with the operations piece, we have basically a team of about 34 folks from Texas Task Force 1, DPS, game wardens, and Border Patrol that are boots on the ground on each side of the river, starting in Hunt, and they're starting to make their way up. Across this entire area, it's probably about a 17-kilometer stretch. They are going to be in very debris terrain, very difficult, challenging contours along the riverbanks. So it is a very harsh environment. We are doing what's called a primary search, which is basically a very quick search. But when I say quick, that is up, down, sideways. They're turning over as many rocks as they can, culverts, up in trees. They are looking at every possible location, and then we'll start going into a layered approach, or what we also have from the locals, which has been a really great resource. In the floods that we have, there are known collection points where debris tends to collect along the riverbank. We do have intel on what sites and locations those are, so we can also put additional resources into those collection sites and start getting a more focused approach on that.
We've seen a lot of tragic flooding. We've seen a lot of tragic flooding in central Texas over the past few weeks. There are so many people, I know this is so early, but there's so many people already asking what can be done to stop the loss of life. We saw 13 in San Antonio. We have seen an unknown number, but at least 27 here. They're scared.
Yeah, no, it's a great question, and I think that's a question that we definitely need to answer at some point in time. Right now, our focus is on the search and rescue efforts, making sure that we get these families out, get some closure, where we can. And so I think that is a great question that we need to ask ourselves. But right now, we want to focus on search and rescue operations.
Rescue efforts going on right now?
Yes, we are. We have been in continuous search and rescue operations. Again, this river, even though it started in West Kerr, this goes all the way down through East Kerr County and is continuing on, to the southeast. So yes, search and rescue operations are continuously ongoing, and we'll continue to update on that. One more question.
Where are you finding these folks right now, the active rescues this morning? Are they stuck in an island of land? Where are they?
Typically rescues, if we do find them, they're going to be in trees, or we find them, either on high ground. Again, most of the rescues that we are having at this point in time are other camps. So we have a lot of camps and they are all accounted for, but they are isolated because of road damage. So we know where they're at. We're getting them food, water, resources, and now it's a matter of just getting them safely across, low water crossings or other areas to other shelters. So.
We know that there's missing kids, there's pictures and there's names and all this stuff. Are you going to give a list of the names of the kids?
Absolutely not. We are not going to give a list of the names. We want to protect, those families and their information. The other thing I want to point out, and thank you for bringing that up, these families are getting bombarded with spam calls and spam information. So we want to keep the kids' information and these families' names out of any public, light, to give them the opportunity to grieve and to make sure that we give them the best possible resources that we can and get them reconnected as soon as possible. So some of them are, and some of those have been a great help as well. So yes, it is a double-edged sword, but we need to work through it. So our next one will be at 2:00 and we'll give updates then. Thank you.
Okay, so the next update is at 2:00. Thank you for being here. So the next update is at 2:00, and the recent link that I just put in there was showing on there. I just wanted you to know that there are, it says dozens dead in the Texas flood, and that was from when I pulled it up, just minutes ago. So this is devastating. It is really, really devastating. And I really, my heart goes out to them. I can't imagine, you think of all the people in the hospital, the nursing homes, you have, people at home sick, and all the things. I think of all the things. And then you have people that still unaccounted for, people stuck out there. And it, like he said, it's going to take a long time, and they don't know how long. So my heart and my prayers definitely go out. I don't know if my numbers will help anybody, but by doing this, if somebody sees this and it helps, God bless. Also, in the video, he gave other numbers, and I hope that it helps somebody. Please share, that's all I can ask, other than your prayers, and I'm sure that they will appreciate that. Go to that Facebook page, to their Facebook page, sign up, and it will tell you what they need. And I don't know who all everywhere in the true crime community, in the non-crime community, when you share, if they're on TikTok, Instagram, wherever, subs, if they live in Texas, I am so sorry. But also, if you're there or if you're close and you can, what am I trying to say? Use your time to manpower, when it's safe and when they allow it, please do so. Please do whatever you can to help these people, because they are in a world of devastation right now. Floods do come and they do go, but this is really devastating right here. Okay. Thank you, everybody, for coming in, listening, spending your time here. I hope you continue to enjoy your day. And again, I've seen that question, and sometimes we just don't know why. We may never know why for years or days later. Just keep the faith. I know it's hard, but I love you all, and y'all have a great day. Thank you.